friends, and welcome to Change Bible Study. In this week's lesson, we want to see the power of optimism. Now, when you talk about optimism, not only can it be hard to say, but it can also be a little bit shallow because there's kind of this happy face, sunshine, rainbow, lollipop optimism that's pushed out there of just having a positive attitude, and the attitude alone is going to make it all right. Well, Christians, we've got the same thing. It's kind of like mashed potatoes. You can have the instant mashed potatoes, then you can have real mashed potatoes. We've got real mashed potato optimism. This is not flakes and water. This is the real deal from the russet bud, because it's an optimism that is not rooted in just some supposed outcome, but in the promises of God. It's rooted in someone that can be depended on. So as we think about optimism and we want to see the power and how it's connected so much to attitude, let's look at our verse for the day. Our verse for the day is in Luke chapter 10. Luke 10. And look at what it says there now in verse number 42. It says, "But one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that good part, which will not be taken away from her." This is the story of Mary and Martha, and Jesus is there teaching, but in the process, Martha is so busy in the kitchen that Mary is sitting down listening. She gets a little upset, a little indignant. So she says, "Come on, help me out, let's get to work." But Jesus gently rebukes her and says, "Calm down, wait a minute. Don't get on Mary, because what Mary has done, she has chosen the good thing. She's chosen the better way." What I see in this verse when it comes to being filled and optimistic and having that glow like Mary did, it comes from perspective. And you see how both Mary and Martha had the same choice. Mary simply made the better choice. That's why Jesus says she's chosen the good thing, or the good part. Your optimism is so predicated on what you choose to focus on. Our eyes have been gifted as little balls in these sockets to move in all kinds of directions. And the reason is why our eyes move, because on both sides, on side to side and top to bottom, there are muscles, little hinges, kind of like you would pull a horse and pull its bridle. These muscles are moving the eyes up or down, side to side, because God didn't give us one side or one side here, but He gave us both sides to choose perspective, to choose to look up or to choose to look down, to choose to look to the left or to choose to look to the right. And your optimism and oftentimes your pessimism are subject to your choice. What do you choose, or who do you choose to focus on? Yourself or on Jesus? On the glass being half empty, or that glass is halfway full? We want to gaze in the right way this week, but I want you to see the power of your gaze and how God has equipped you to not just look down, to know what's around you, to know, yes, this is what's going on wrong, but to also look up, because it's there and from there that your help and your redemption comes from. So let's keep studying together this week, and I pray that until next time that we'll look up and remember, change is good.